What up, though, YouTube? Welcome back to Lukegsfieldreview. I am excited to bring this video. It is going to be the NFC North draft grades. We're going to get right into it, and let's just start off with the Detroit Lions. I give this a A. And the reason I give this draft an A is because not only did the Detroit Lions hit on many of the needs, they managed to get great value in other rounds. So let's look at who the Detroit Lions have drafted for the 2019 season. Okay. Now, I am on NFL.com, so just so you know, if you want to see these lists for yourself, please go over to NFL.com and take a look. So, to start off, the Detroit Lions select tight end TJ Hockenson in the first round. He was rated as a first round talent, and what do you know? We took him in the first round. Not only do I think he fits in terms of the value, but I think he fits in terms of what our team need was. And then we go in the second round and we take linebacker Jelani Tavai out of Hawaii. And again, another need that we had that was filled here, while many people think he would have made it to the 4th or 5th round for whatever reason. That's neither here or there. Nobody knows for sure, but what I do know is he brings a versatile linebacker to our team, and he will be on the field immediately. So for me, 2 of the first picks that the Lions took will be on the field immediately. Then in the third round, they take safety out of Boston College, Will Harris, who again will get some playing time on special teams, as well as getting some playing time on defense. Then in the 4th round, they take Austin Bryant, defensive end out of Clemson. Again, another need filled here. He was rated as a 4th round talent, and they took him in the 4th. And then we get down to Amani Oruwariye, cornerback out of Penn State. I had him rated as a 2nd round talent. They had him rated on NFL.com as a 3rd round talent. Nonetheless, we got him in the 5th round. That's still a steal in my opinion. In the 6th round, we had 2 picks. Let's start off the first one. We get Travis Fulgham from wide receiver from Old Dominion. The thing about him that I love about this guy is not only does he have height, speed, but he's a very good blocker. And guess what? It was a need for the Detroit Lions. So I can't get mad at this pick. And then we go on to the 2nd pick in the 6th round, which is Ty Johnson, running back out of Maryland. Another guy who would come in immediately and have some playing time on the kick and punt return team, and provide him. He has speed, good height, and good weight. Now, some of the picks right here in the 7th round were picks that people were complaining about. I am not going to kill any team for selecting 7th round talent, but I will praise them when they get something that could be a steal in the draft or a gem. And Isaac Nata from Georgia could be one of those gems, and I have a lot of respect for his game and what he can bring to us, as well as our last pick, PJ Johnson, which is a guy who's expected to have a role in the rotation on defense. So overall, I think they filled a lot of needs and picked up a lot of immediate impact players who would come in and help this team day one. Next up, we have the Chicago Bears. I got to be honest, they only had 5 picks, and I pretty much love what they kind of did with the little bit that they had to work with. I gave their draft an A-. And the reason I did that is because there were some things that I thought that they hit on, but there were some things that I thought that they missed on. So here's what I mean by that. With their first pick in the 3rd round, yes, I said that in the 3rd round because they gave up a king's ransom to bring in Khalil Mack. But this 3rd pick in the 3rd round, David Montgomery, running back out of Iowa State, is a very solid pick. I really thought that they were going to go into the season with Mike Davis and Tariq Cohen and figured that was going to be a running back tandem, and I just thought there's no way that's enough. But if that wasn't enough, they go out and add Calvin Ridley, a receiver that I really do believe in. I think he is a really solid receiver, and I love his game. But now, they have no 5th round pick. They get a next pick in the 6th, and they take Duke Shelley from Kansas State, cornerback. And I think what my problem with this pick is they do need cornerbacks, but I think there were some other options they could have went after to help their cause, i.e. Isaac Nata to help their tight end situation out. But I guess they in love with Trey Burton and Adam Shaheen. So whatever. But then they come in the 7th round, and again, I'm not going to kill you on your 7th round pick. I'm just not sure why you take another running back, particularly this running back. But nonetheless, I guess, you know, he's going to have some return ability to him. I don't quite see it. The film doesn't suggest it, but nonetheless, he's there. Now, this pick right here, because there's really only one pick I didn't like, which was that 7th round pick with the running back. But nonetheless, this Steven Denmark pick just makes me sick to my stomach, because this is a guy I did a video on, and when I watched him do some things, I was impressed by what I saw, you know, like him actually take the receiver and completely remove him from the field. When I mean like remove him from the field, I mean like literally jammed him and carried him completely off the field. Like, you talk about shutting down a half of a field, what is it called when you take a person directly off the field? And that's what they got in this guy. Guy who played receiver at Valdosta State, a guy that played corner, can probably play a little bit of safety, does not have a problem coming hitting. And I just thought for a team to have 5 picks and to hit on, I would say pretty much 4 of them based on needs, you know, it's hard to ignore it. And so therefore I gave them an A-, only because you know, some of the picks that they had, I thought they could have used to address other positions. Like the cornerback pick, I thought they could have added another tight end, maybe an offensive lineman. Bo Bensoir was there, but I'm glad they didn't, because we picked them up, and by we I mean the Lions. So overall, A-. Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings, and as you can see here, I looked at their draft and I gave them a B. And the reason I gave them a B is because they had 11 picks, and I know that 11 of these draft picks will not make their team. What that tells me is you had enough artillery to do some things with it and possibly move up and select some other players or something that would have better suited your need. Nonetheless, they did hit on a few of the needs and got some people who are going to come in and provide immediate help for their team. Now, here's the thing. They come out and they get Garrett Bradbury, center out of North Carolina State. I love the pick because I do know that it's important to keep a quarterback upright. And then they come out and they take Irv Smith, tight end who I had rated as the 2nd best tight end in this draft. And, you know, I'm sitting there saying to myself, okay, he's going to be a 1st round talent. He slips to the 2nd. So they get him. I love the value there. Now, this running back, Alexander Madison, out of Boise State, I thought was okay. But I thought that they probably could have took a different prospect here. But again, I'm not going to kill him because they do need another running back. I just think that they could have got somebody who fit what they were doing better. In the 4th round, they take Drew Samia, guard out of Oklahoma. I love this pick because I believe he will come in and play and give them some depth and a rotational guy who could be a starter. Then in the 5th round, they take Cameron Smith. You know, I love Cameron Smith's game, but I think Cameron Smith needs to work out on some things and get it together. But that's for another video. Overall, I thought it was an okay pick. Again, another one of those picks where they could have did something a little bit different. But again, this is what they want. And then they take a D tackle, Armand Watts, out of Arkansas. I love this pick because I actually like his game. I've seen him play like I see many of these people play. I do watch film people. And what I liked it about this guy was I said, man, this could be a guy who can earn his way onto this team. And, you know, while he got a few flaws, he can still come in right now and play. Now, in the 6th round, again, they take Marcus Epps, safety out of Wyoming. And this is a guy that I think is a bit of a wild card. I actually think he probably will not make the team. Only because I think that they're going to try to give him a chance to make it. But when you watch the film of this guy, not highlights people, the film, I think that you will find that there's some parts of his game in terms of coverage where he's not quite mentally there. In other words, he's not showing that high football IQ that I would like to see. Again, in the 6th round, they take Ali Udo, Tycho out of LON. Again, I'm never going to shoot down a team who's trying to keep their quarterback upright. He would more than likely make the team as a depth player, and I can't get mad at that. Now, this pick right here, Chris Boyd, cornerback out of Texas, one of my favorite picks for them because I think Chris Boyd has the kind of game that you want. He's physical at the line of scrimmage. He ain't the best press cover, but he will get up there in your face, and I like his game. Now, they go Dylan Mitchell in the next 7th round pick, and I just said, for what? That's literally what I said. He's going to have his work cut out for him to make the team. I don't think he'll make it, but if you're going to do that, why come right back and take, I'm going to just call him O. Johnson. Why take another receiver out of Colorado State? Why take these back to back? And I'm not going to kill them on it because they're 7th round picks, but it's like, you couldn't pair none of these 7th round picks with some 6s and move up and take some things that you really need. And for that, I'm just going to look at it and say, you're wasting some energy. And then with their last pick, they take a long snapper. I don't care if it's the 7th round. You do not, under any circumstances, take a long snapper. And I think the reason why I feel that this is dumb is because look who was still on the board when you took a long snapper. Like, you could have had another quality offensive lineman or two. You could have had a quality tight end or two. You could have had a quality running back or two. You could have had a quality linebacker, and you took a long snapper. And I just think it's absolutely absurd to take a long snapper. So I'll give this a B. Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers. And I got to tell you, Green Bay Packer fans, don't kill me, but I am not impressed with your draft. To come out with the 12th overall pick and take Rashawn Gary, a guy that I cannot see how he's going to come in and have an immediate impact for your team, or how he's going to come in and unseat anybody. I mean, who is he replacing? Okay, who is he replacing? He's not replacing Mike Daniels. He's not replacing Clark. He's not replacing Zadarius Smith. Who is he replacing? And if you're telling me that you're going to make him a DN and make Zadarius Smith an outside linebacker rushing, I'm just going to laugh at that idea because Rashawn Gary is not going to bring you anything to the forefront that's going to have an impact, in my opinion. Based on what I've seen, I live in Michigan. I've seen a lot of Michigan games. That guy does not jump off the screen, and it's a reason he does not. Now, that next pick, I'm going to kill him for this because not only do they trade up from 30 to 21, they traded from 30 to 21 and take Darnell Savage. And the thing to me is, if you're going to do that, why? When I know Darnell Savage would have made it to you. Like, why not trade up and take, like, Jonathan Abrams or Taylor Rapp or somebody else, okay? Why not trade up and add to your cornerback core with a Byron Murphy? Why not trade up and add to your receiving core with an N'Keal Harry? Something. Anything but taking a guy who, yes, has some good stats in terms of interception. Yes, he has good speed, but he's not finna come up and knock nobody out. His ball skills, in my opinion, are, suspect at best. And I'm just going to be honest. How does this help your quarterback? So you went defense twice. I know everybody wants to say, well, our defense sucked. Your offense did too. But for me as a Lions fan, keep up the good work with this poor draft. I'll take it every time. And then on top of that, you come in the second round and you take Ellington Jenkins. Love the pick. I think that this guy will come in and help this team. I think he can take a starting spot. So I give him a little love there. With that third pick, they take Jay Sternberger. He was rated as my third best tight end. I know people are going to say, yo, third. Yes, TJ Hockenson was 1. Irv Smith was 2. Jay Sternberger was 3. And Noah Fant was 4. And the reason I put him ahead of Noah Fant is because Noah Fant had drop issues. And that brought me to a point of Eric Ebron, and it was hard for me to overlook it. So, yes, he slid down. But now we get to a pick that I think is really intriguing in the 5th round, which is Kingsley Keke, a DN/D tackle / linebacker hybrid, a player that I absolutely love. I think that he would come in and get some playing time in the rotation. The problem is is just a rotational guy, and I get it. But again, I'm just thinking they needed to do a little bit more to help the quarterback out because he's not getting any younger. But again, I'm not going to argue about you guys having a bad draft. I appreciate it. In the 6th round, they take cornerback Kadar Hollowman. You know, he could be a sleeper pick, but here's the thing, people. How many people are you going to put on your defense that's not going to get on the field? And so for that, I'm just going to just look at it and call it what it is, you know. And then you come and take a running back, Dexter Williams, where I know some people who are Big Ten slappers are going to go, oh, Dexter Williams, Dexter Williams does not scare me. It's not like he has this amazing breakaway speed or he's about to do I just don't see it. He's going to be a good role-playing guy who, to be honest with you, is probably not even going to get 4 touches a game. So, again, with him being a 6th-round pick, you can't be mad, but I just keep going back and I look at that pick at 12 and I say, what could you have gotten that would have came in and immediately started and helped the team out? And I know somebody's going to say, well, we didn't need no tight end like that. But you did, though, because I can look at your tight end core and I can see what their contracts are and see that, you know, it wouldn't hurt to have that. But if you didn't need no tight end, you certainly could have used a wide receiver and you certainly could have used an offensive lineman. You could have took, you know, Johan Williams and then came back with the next pick and took N'Keal Harry or something that would have been more to help this quarterback out. But in the 7th round, and again, I'm not killing 7th round picks, you took Ty Summers, linebacker out of Texas Christian. Again, more defensive help, and it's not going to help. I mean, will these guys possibly help on special teams? Maybe. So with these picks that I'm looking at, I am giving the Green Bay Packers a C- because I think that 1st round pick will hurt them and hunt them and picking up Rashawn Gary. And if I'm wrong, please come back here and let me have it. I am a grown man who can accept his flaws and all, and just want to point it out. So there you have it, people. Please hit that like, subscribe button. And as always, I leave you with this great piece of advice. Don't be no chump. Please do your research.